Welcome back to part 3 of our 4-part series on 15 obstacles and solutions to your best BCP. In our last session, we covered the challenges of actually pulling all of that information together to create a plan. But as we all know, that doesn't mean we're finished. Today, we're diving into plan exercising. Similar to when you're writing your plan, you will still find you have difficulties getting participation and resources when it comes to exercising your plan. So first strategy to try is to keep your exercises short and frequent. Don't plan anything too elaborate, especially in the start. Short exercises targeting known areas of weakness with very few injects can be just as beneficial as all-day elaborate events, particularly if you don't have an overly engaged group or are working with people that have very little exercise experience. If you have trouble getting buy-in to set aside time to have a tabletop exercise, look to opportunities within your organization to conduct mini exercises. This can be as simple as targeting 1 or 2 recovery teams at the next routine evacuation drill. Once everyone is out in the parking lot, ask them what they would do if they were told they were now going to be out of the building for an undetermined period of time. Do they know where their business continuity plan is? Do they know what they should be doing? Do they have contact information for the rest of their team? Do they have basics such as a laptop and cell phone to allow them to work remotely? Participants may feel they don't have time to participate in an exercise, but equally, they may also have some fear or trepidation about getting a failing grade from the whole process. We want to be careful about the language we use when it comes to exercising our plan. Notice I haven't called these tests. Often tabletop exercises get referred to as tests, and that term can make people really nervous. They may be dreading the coming exercise before they've even participated, fearing that they will fail. So be sure to emphasize in the invitations that go out, as well as at the start of every tabletop exercise, that they have been invited to help improve the business continuity plan and are being measured on their performance. Ultimately, if the participants do not have everything in their plan to allow them to move through the tabletop exercise to a successful conclusion, it is the plan that needs improvement, not the individuals who are referencing it. For those that do participate, you may also have to deal with some skeptics. One of the biggest challenges when it comes to exercising a plan is dealing with those in the room that like to poke holes in the scenario, either justifying why the scenario as outlined will never happen or how it could be so much worse. They like to what if the scenario to the point of worldwide apocalyptic conditions when business continuity has to take a back seat to human health and safety. So how do we manage the skeptics in the room during an exercise? Well, we'll cover that in just a moment, after a brief message from our sponsor, Kingsbridge BCP. Welcome back. We were just about to discuss strategies to manage the skeptics in the room when exercising our BCP. They can be a challenge to deal with, so ground rules are a great starting point. The first rule I usually establish is that we stick to the information in the scenario as it is written. Any scenario can unfold in a multitude of ways. Establish that you are here to exercise this particular path. If there are variations on the scenario that participants would like to discuss, use a parking lot to leave those discussions to the end or incorporate them into another scenario or another tabletop exercise. For the really unruly participants, You can always inject a step where the difficult participant is called away to attend to a personal emergency and are now unable to respond until the scenario indicates that their personal emergency is over and they are available again. This, of course, is not the preferred approach, but if they are really stopping forward progress, it might be the only option available to you. Tabletop exercises are extremely valuable for uncovering gaps in a business continuity plan. Information that might be missing or recovery strategies that don't turn out to be as effective as once thought. While in the room, there tends to be lots of discussion about what needs to be reevaluated and what information needs to be added to the plan. But once everyone leaves the room, traction is quickly lost. 3 emails in and the outcomes and action items from the exercise are completely forgotten by the participants. As a result, the same gaps and strategy weaknesses remain and can show up again year after year. Exercising your plan can feel like a lot of time wasted if nothing is done with the results, which is discouraging for participants who see the same issues coming up year after year. So it's important that this pattern be avoided. Promises to share your plan results may be just the accountability needed to get some traction on taking action. Set up expectations in advance of the exercise with your senior management or board of directors that the results and an action plan will be forthcoming. Communicate these expectations to all participants at the start of the exercise. With the expectations set that management has their eye on this, it will be hard to avoid meeting the deliverables. When a project has eyes on it from the most senior levels, everyone tends to give it a little more time and attention when it comes to getting it completed. Also, be sure to communicate organization-wide that a tabletop exercise was conducted, what scenario was exercised, and who people can contact should they want more information. The more your organization is socialized to the existence of the business continuity plan, the more normal tabletop exercising will seem. Socializing your plan will ensure that everyone from the top down to the front line will know what to expect should an interruption take place. As an additional bonus, you may even find some engaged people in your organization that are willing to help the process along that you initially weren't aware of. So that finishes up part 3 of our 4-part series on 15 obstacles and solutions to your best BCP. In our next and final part, we'll take a look at how to overcome the obstacles faced in plan maintenance. I'll see you right back here for part 4.